welcome to your June In-Service. This is Jessica McKeon, the Fix Site Director of C1. So I got a lot of feedback last month about my video. You guys all wanted to meet my cat. So, come here. This is my cat, Max. He is about 7 or 8 years old. We don't know for sure. We got him from a shelter when we lived in Vancouver, Washington. He doesn't like being held, but he loves being petted, and he loves being a nuisance to me while I make these videos. So I wanted to take a minute and introduce him because he is quite the character. So I'm sure he'll be around for future videos as well. But if you hear yowling or him playing with things, that's about how it goes around here. So there's Max. I also have a very, very old black lab named Jewel. She's 14 and she's laying around somewhere. She's very gray and very old, but very sweet. All right. Well, I wanted to start off this video with something really positive, and it's not often that I get emails from donors. And everyone that I do is very special, and it definitely shows to me that that you guys are really making an impact on them. So I received one from Fort Wayne. And this donor made me tear up a little bit, actually. I don't tear up that often, but this one I did. Just because the crew in Fort Wayne really touched this donor. And I know all of your customer service is exceptional. When a donor takes the time to write me an email, that means a lot. So let me read this to you. It says, "Hello, Jessica. You may remember a while back I'd sent you some emails on the way tech critiques were handled. First, let me thank you for looking into that issue. Without saying why, I did ask a few times if the techs had heard about the critiques I had sent in, and they responded positively. The reason for today's email: there are very few times in my life where people outside my family tug my heartstrings. Your team in Fort Wayne got me today. I will be moving to Arizona on Friday, and today was my last donation with the team. They all knew. As usual, I was being the clown. They were laughing, having fun, but each one stopped by my bed to ask about the move and make sure everything was all set. I'm pretty good at judging, and this was more than just idle, let's make conversation. The real choke-up came as Arlene was unhooking me. I was presented with a cake and a card signed by everyone, wishing me well. In addition, they wanted a group picture. Being a crusty old dog, I hope nobody realized what an emotional moment this was for me. I told you before, your group in Fort Wayne is the finest there is. Now you know why. They have this attachment to most of their donors. They know them by name. They know what's happening in their lives. They are far more than just a donor to these wonderful people. I will put it to you this way. I told them as I left, when I have a permanent address in Arizona, I will send it to Carrie to give to all of them. Any of them are more than welcome and expected to come stay with us if they're ever out that way. You could not wish for a finer team than you have in Fort Wayne. I shall truly miss them all." Congratulations, you guys. That's so cool to hear. And I'm not saying the donor's name, but I'm sure all of you know who it is. So congratulations for really putting the donors above and beyond everything else that we do. That's why we do what we do, is for the donors and for the recipients. And I'm really proud of you. So great job. All right, just a reminder that the cookbook is still going. So please take time to encourage your donors, and if you guys could please send some recipes to Sydney Arbor, and we can put those together. The deadline is the end of June. We can extend that if we need to. We'll kind of see how it's going. Right now we're really starting to get a lot of recipes, so that's a lot of fun, but we'd like to make a cookbook that's inclusive of everybody that is here in C1. Like I've said before, we have a lot of diversity here, and it's really cool to see all of that, and let's put it in the cookbook. Along the lines of recognition, I wrote an email before the Engage survey that most of you probably saw, but we'll start sending out birthday pins to everybody in July, and they're pretty cool. They're, you'll see them, but essentially they work upon the notion that Midwest is best. I didn't know that before I moved here from the Pacific Northwest, but it definitely is. And you'll start receiving those for your birthdays. We're going to be sending them to the centers because we won't send them to your houses. We'll send them to your centers. So be on the lookout for those when it's your birthday month, and I think it'll be a lot of fun. And if any of you have future ideas of different designs we can do for pins, please let us know, because we'd like to do a different one every year. and we want to incorporate your feedback on that. So if any of you are artists or you like playing around with different GIFs and memes and stuff on online, let us know. You can create something and we'd be happy to put it on a pin. Also, thank you for those of you who took the time to give us feedback on the Engage survey. We received a huge response. I think it was 85 or 87% of staff in C1 contributed, which is just amazing to see. So it was 92%, sorry. 85% for the company. It's been a month, I forget. So we really appreciate all of you who took the time to complete that survey. We'll get results back probably in July or August, and we'll definitely share those with you. We'll come up with a game plan and ensure that you're part of the process so that we can make things better. So thank you. I apologize for my voice. I have a sore throat and I'm starting to lose it. Okay. Integration, just an update on that. We have a number of sites who are going through integration. And again, that means that the staff are cross-trained to do everything in the fixed site. So we've got Toledo, who's going live the end of this month, on June 30th. We have 3 different, see, there he's going nuts. We have Heart of America, who has 3 different sites that are going live July 1st. And actually the Bloomington site there will probably go live the middle of July. There's a lot of construction that has to happen at that site in order to make it usable for us. And so we're working through that process. As any of you who have dealt with construction know, it seems as though there's always delays that pop up. So we'll deal with that as it comes. Oh boy. All right, so we also wanted to give you a quick update on the donor beds. We have some sites that are receiving the donor beds, and they're very pretty. They're black leather. They have the American Red Cross insignia stamped on the back of them. The only issue that we're having with them is that the arms are a little bit higher than our current donor beds, and they swivel readily. And so we're trying to work with the company to find out, there's a bolt underneath the arm that you can tighten that's supposed to tighten the arm and lock it in place, but it doesn't appear to be working. So we're working with the company in order to figure out what's going on with that, and we'll let you know, but we are committed to fixing that issue. The other thing that we found is that the arms are higher, like I said, but if you tilt the bed back a little bit, then that makes it so the way that your body moves and the bed moves and all that good stuff makes it so that the arm's at a reasonable height. So when you get those beds, just tilt them back a little bit and the donor will still be sitting up. Their arm will be at a good elevation, good angle for the VP. So it'll work out. It's just the arms are swiveling freely. So that's not great, but we're working on it. We also have new IV poles that are coming out, and the IV poles are to hold your heat sealers. So you connect the heat sealer to the top of the IV pole and you can roll it around your site. So you can move it next to the bed, you can move it to your tables, whatever you want. So each of the sites will be receiving 2 of these IV poles. They should be arriving by the end of June. And then we also just put an order in for something yesterday. Some new printers and scanners. So I know that a number of your sites struggle when it comes to printing donor charts and scanning various pieces of paperwork to the AP&S group and whatnot. So we are getting you small printers and scanners. Badger Hawkeye, I think you guys already got those. They're the same ones. You said that you liked them, and so we're ordering them from everybody else. So I think you guys will really like those. Those should be in by the end of June as well. All right, so with that, the results for May. I know you're all dying to know about the results for May. So C1 as a territory came in at 100.5% of goal. Badger Hawkeye came in at 100.1% of goal, only 4 units over. So you guys squeaked by, but I was happy to see that you made goal, so great job. Heart of America, which includes Effingham, Jefferson, and Columbia, came in at 101.2% of goal. IOR came in at 100.4% of goal. You made goal by 8 units, so that was a close one. Great Lakes came in at 110.8%. Southeast Michigan came in at 102.6% of goal. Central Ohio, just barely under 98.7% of goal. So close. Northern Ohio, you guys just continue to come in short of goals. So we're going to be looking into that this month and figuring out what we can do to help get some more donors through the door, get some more help with the split rate there. I know that there's a few things that we can do in order to help elevate you guys a little bit. Northern Ohio was 88.6% of goal. Western Lake Erie, 107.1% of goal. Effingham, 91.3% of goal, just a little bit short there. Jefferson City, 104.4% of goal. And Columbia, you get the prize for most over goal at 117.2% of goal. So great job to everybody. 6 out of 8 regions came in over goal, which is really awesome to see. Congratulations. June is proving to be a really tough month for us. So if you can get friends and family, if you guys want to donate, anything and everything will help this month because we are starting off with pretty rough collections. So thanks for doing what you do and just continue to do so. All right, and then we also have split rates for regions and the sites. So first in the country, again, Central Ohio, 2.26. Awesome. I love seeing you guys at the top every month. All right, Indiana, Ohio came in next at 10th in the country at a 2.19. We also have Great Lakes, 12th in the country, 2.18. And Western Lake Erie, 15th in the country at a 2.15. Now the part I know you've all really been waiting for is the site-specific split rates. So, top of C1, but not top in the country, is Goshen. They were 6th in the country, which is still really impressive, at a 2.36. The top site in the country, I think, came in at a 2.42. So really respectable numbers last month for everybody. 18th in the country was Stone Ridge at a 2.29. 21st in the country was Jefferson City at 2.28. 23rd was Polaris at 2.26. 36th was Carriage Place at 2.23. 38th in the country was Green Bay at 2.23. 49th in the country was Quincy at a 2.2. 53rd in the country was Lansing at a 2.19. 63rd in the country was Columbia at a 2.17. 69th was Flint at a 2.16. 73rd was Toledo at a 2.15. 80th was Fort Wayne at a 2.14. 90th was Bloomfield at a 2.12. That's the first time we've ever had a site in Southeast Michigan crack the list of 2.12 or higher. So congratulations to you guys. Love seeing that. And 91st in the country was Madison East at a 2.12. So overall, you guys are doing outstanding. Keep it up. We're almost at the end of the fiscal year. So let's wrap it up strong. Thanks again for all your hard work, and I'll see you again in July. Thanks.